Well, good afternoon, my YouTube friends. It's Margaret here from M.E.s Orchids, and let's just have a look at the temperature today. Just get a little bit of light. There we go. And can we see it in this corner? It is 28.2 C and with 71% humidity. And it is rather warm. I'm stood here. Well, I'm actually up in the grow room for a reason. I'm sorting out some of the Phragmipedians, and I've already done one video which I've not uploaded yet. But whilst I'm here, it's just a little no ID Phalaenopsis. And the first bloom came out yesterday. That's come out today. So this is one of those that are mounted on a piece of cork, and it actually sits in this other direction here, but I've just brought her out. This is one that, if you remember, let's just take the light down fractionally, it aborted one. I moved it, it was up there in that corner there, and I moved it, and just moving it, and it just aborted that one. So the reason I brought you into the grow room today is, as you know, I'm going through my difficult orchids, the orchids that have had a while, and they don't seem to be wanting to do anything for me, and the reason is because I don't know how they've managed to survive this long. It's because I have been giving them totally the wrong conditions. Now this one we're looking at here now, look at the sorry state of that. And I'll just get a bit closer. This is I've got some notes somewhere. This is Cattleya violacea times intermedia bar rosea. And can you see that nice piece of bark? And so yesterday, I did my notes yesterday, and so that's the type of Cattleya it's called, and it's called that because it's a primary hybrid of violacea times intermedia, and it's a ascending bifoliate epiphyte. Well, for a start, I hadn't realised that. And it likes light. I've not finished all the notes, and you can see there. So I've been growing this since 2016. I don't know it's about this long. And so yesterday I decided to mount it. And the reason I decided to mount this yesterday was because it did have a nice growing tip on that root. Let's take you down. It's a bit awkward, this mount. So it had a lovely pink growing tip there. Which it hasn't got now. I'm not surprised because I thought actually it had got slightly touched as I was mounting this, and it's got that new eye there. Now let's turn it over. That's the same eye I've just shown you. There's another one there. You can see one behind it. Turn it round here and go this way. There might be something coming through there. So that's the ascending nature. So I went out and found this nice piece of wood, and I cleaned it. In that hole there was a family of woodlice, in that hole, which promptly scurried away as soon as I started to introduce hydrogen peroxide. So as you can see, those are the large growths. This is what it came with, and then it's attempted these three, and I don't know how it survived from 2016 to 2019. So it was purchased July 2016. I've had this 3 years. Disgraceful, really. But like I say, I'm going through all these orchids now that aren't doing anything to see why they're not doing anything. And here's another one. Here's another one. Doesn't look as bad as that one, does it? Actually, this one didn't have any active growing roots. So really I shouldn't have mounted this now. And let's have a look what this one is. Intermedia times intermedia var aquinni. But I thought, well, I may as well do it now because and then I've got you both done together. And let's show you here. This is actually on the other part of the branch. So this new little pathetic growth here you can see now. Hopefully, you see, I really should have waited till that new growth started to produce roots. See, this is the last growth that promptly died on me. And this one has suffered with scale. And it came from curling orchidine. I get paranoid with white bits in case the scale. So it's been set back year after year. I think I got them at the same time, to tell you the truth. And you can see this one's a little bit dehydrated. So they got watered yesterday, and I'm going to water some of my mounts today as well. As I say, it's exceedingly hot, and I just have to hope now that I've got these two right, and maybe I can get them to bloom at some point. Now whether I will do is a different matter. Now it's like this one here. Let me show you this one. These two. While I'm here. You see those green roots there? This is my species orchid, Oncidium powii. And again, I struggled with this one, and it's taken me this long now. I actually did this into 2 sections. Here we go. And there's the other one, and there's that nice new growth. It's quite weak, the growth is, but this one's got a slightly bigger. Yes, that other one's only got 1 suitable. This has got 3. So that's another one that I'm. When did I buy this originally? Yeah, that was July 16. So that's another one that's taken me 3 years. I sometimes wonder, I worry in my own head thinking, God, it's taken me 3 years to understand these orchids. I mean, but that's the nature of the game. Species orchids are completely different. You have to learn, you have to know what they require, and unless you give it to them, you're going to struggle for a long, long time. So there will be another video coming out, because Ed responded to me on the Phragmipedium rothianum times longifolium, I think, and I've got that video waiting to be uploaded. So from me to you, take care. Bye bye now.